birthday to James's wife.
Why don't we have an OnlyFans? Happy birthday to James's wife.
Yes, Christina.
What up? What up? Happy birthday, yo. I'm glad you made it another year to deal with that asshole.
Yeah, good luck.
I missed Puerto Rican Chris. I don't think I've seen you in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been, well, last week I missed, and that was it, I think, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 2 weeks.
I was
yeah, so 2 weeks.
Tripping balls and passing out.
Wait. I think the week before that you missed 2. Was that, if that was Sex in the City too?
That was like a month ago.
He missed 6 in the City.
2 was recent. It was after
it was like 3 weeks ago.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So I don't think I haven't seen Puerto Rican Chris in like 3 weeks.
He missed you.
No, we did 2 movies. What was last weekend's 2 movies? Or no, yeah, I missed last weekend. What was the week before that?
We did Collateral, Garden State.
That's the one I missed.
And then the week before that was Sex in the City.
Yep. And then the week before that we did Platform and The Forbidden Dance.
I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, it's good to see you again, man. How's your new IT career going? For those of you who don't know, just before we went live, just before we went live, Sturdy was giving Chris some shit for his haircut and the way he looks right now. He kind of looks like an IT professional, apparently.
And he could be Indian too. They have the same damn hairstyle, the same haircut, and everything.
I'm getting to the point where I'm going to shave the sides of my head and just leave the top.
Okay.
I think you should do it.
That's some fluffy ass hair right there, buddy. That is some Tom Cruise-esque hair right there.
It does get fluffy. It gets fluffy. I did that. I gave myself a mohawk during the pandemic. I just let the top go and shave the sides. I'm going to do it again, I think.
You should. But before you do that, here's the intro for you people. Here is the INTR. Oh, I hope you guys are ready for this. Episode 83. That's right, episode 83 of Popcorn and Pints. And what are we reviewing? Me, Familia, Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights. How do we feel about it? Who knows? Stay put. I'll have a different shirt on.
Nobody gives a fuck about your shirt.
Enjoy. Popcorn and Pints, people. Popcorn.
Oh shit, what show are we doing?
It's the Rice and Beans Wheel. Let's start the show, guys. Let's start the show.
Did you hear me in the background?
Uh-uh.
Oh, I was
nope,
like,
he mutes everything.
I was like, bro, nobody gives a fuck about a different shirt. And then I was like, bro, you forgot what show we were doing, really? You had to look down for a second. Oh yeah, Popcorn and Pints.
Listen, man, I was high. I was a little high. I got through it.
There you go.
I got through it.
Why is it so fucking cold?
Absolutely.
Today? Why is it like 55 degrees today?
Yeah, it's... I don't know if... I have no idea if it hit 60. I don't even think it did.
I think it hit like 61 or 62 at the high today.
I'm glad it cooled off because it feels a lot better not having to have the damn air on and the fans and shit on. Like, it feels comfortable, especially being in the attic. Like, I'm comfortable, no fan on, no air on.
Listen, it was a beautiful fall day, and I love fall days after a nice summer.
Except we're in the middle of summer. Literally just started.
After summer. I don't like going from fucking spring to fall. There needs to be a summer in between.
I feel like we skip over spring.
There wasn't really much of a spring, no.
We had like 2 or 3 weeks of consistently 75, 80.
How do you guys feel about apple butter?
Like apple bottom jeans or
no, apple butter. You've never had apple butter before?
I feel like
I've never had it. It is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not making this. It's more of a Caucasian thing, Chris.
I've never actually had apple butter. I love apples.
It's fucking, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
I feel like I've had it. I feel like I have had it.
Especially if you put it on like some warm soft bread, but say if you put it on like banana bread or something.
I mean, I like butter. I like apples. I don't know how I couldn't like apple butter.
It doesn't taste like those two mixed, though. It just tastes, I don't even know how to explain it. It tastes amazing. I mentioned this right before we started, but I've got the perfect beer for this week.
since we hit rice and beans wheels. Rare form confetti Mexican style lager, and this was unintentional. Like I
just happened to grab it out the fridge.
I just happened to grab it at the store today.
Nice.
Hey, no worries.
And it's delicious.
I am not mad at that.
I'm in that weird stage where I was overtired, so I haven't had enough beers usually to be drunk. But with the overtiredness, I've just feel totally out of it.
Yeah.
Have that feeling. I get it.
Yeah.
And he's just starting that beer, guys.
I chugged a beer in 20 minutes before we started this because I didn't want to wait.
He didn't. He didn't want to wait.
So
yeah, he disappeared on us.
I lost count. I'm on 5 or 6. I don't know.
Let's I have a feeling I haven't discussed it with you guys. I did complain in the group chat a lot. But I haven't discussed what you guys like the least. I'm assuming it's Havana Nights. So I feel like we should just start with that one. If you guys are cool with that.
Whatever.
And I'm ready.
I don't know. These are both blah for me.
So Dirty Dancing, Havana Nights, Search 30s, early review, no reason, 1.
Wow. 6.
Ooh.
Okay, keep it on him.
Hello.
I had to put your what you call it up on the other side of me.
My what?
He has no idea what he's doing. I'm gonna go 4. Havana Nights, 4.
I fucking hated this movie. I could not stand it. Oh my gosh, it was boring. It was corny. It was
so. This is, I mean, the movie itself for me, it wasn't. I didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was terrible. It was just kind of for me. But I don't know. I've heard so much negativity about this movie, about being like one of the worst sequels ever made, that I went into it basically expecting complete dog shit. I think, and I'm like, this isn't as bad as I was expecting.
Yeah.
So maybe that had something to do with it. But also, I'm like, it had enough points to like, really? It was a weird mix of a political movie and a dance movie. And I've got some notes on that.
It's another one of those fucking movies where they want to dance, but it's like we have to throw a fucking story with this.
What was the movie we watched where they were dancing for no reason? Basically, I forgot. Last week, Forbidden Dance. It reminded me of that a lot.
Lambda.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, do we, you just want to throw a story with it. You just want to throw a story. You wanted to have a dance movie, some fun dancing or whatever, and then you just had to throw a story around it, and you just got the whitest people you could find and brought them to Cuba.
I mean, Javier was actually Puerto Rican.
No, I'm talking
about
Mexican. No. When they moved to Cuba.
Well, I think that was clearly intentional to have the whitest family you could find move to a foreign country like that.
And I'm just like, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. It was.
Is your wife Puerto Rican? I forgot.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
She refuses to watch this one. She loves the original so much. She's like, I refuse to watch part 2. It's probably stupid.
I mean, this takes place technically in a timeline before the actual original Dirty Dancing movie.
Wait, is this 2
and
or 3?
what's funny enough, and I don't know if we have Dirty Dancing on any of the wheels. I'm kind of surprised. I'd be surprised if we don't.
I don't think we do, honestly, but I don't know.
Really? I can't believe that didn't show up on Chick Picks or something like that.
Sure.
There's a line in the Dirty Dancing movie with Patrick Swayze talking about learning something from like the Cubans or something like that, like accidentally foreshadowing his, because he shows up in this for a few scenes, which I didn't even know he was in this. Honestly, I didn't think he'd do it.
Wow.
So that was a complete foreshadowing accidentally.
I wasn't mad at it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest movie in the world, but I thought the soundtrack was the best part of it, honestly.
Honestly, Cuba intrigues me. I don't know if part of that is because Americans aren't like, we can't directly get there.
Well, now you can, but before you couldn't.
Can we? Has that been lifted? I know.
Yeah.
Was that lifted? I thought you had to at least go through Canada to get there.
No. Now you can. Now the embargo's all done and all that shit. Now you can go.
Okay.
Everything's good.
I don't know. Cuba's always been a place I'd want to go and check out just because it looks like so culturally interesting to me. It just looks like a great time.
It makes me wonder if things are going to start changing and how fast it's going to, because they were such a isolated country themselves for so long that they were basically still living in the period of like the 50s, 60s.
Oh yeah, man.
So it was like, you know what I mean? So now it's like, fuck, how fast is gentrification and all that shit going to start happening and fucking infiltration?
Yeah, if that embargo is lifted and people can travel freely between the two, I'm curious to see the impact on that, because because you meant like they have all those old ass cars like that still in perfect condition because they weren't getting new ones.
Make them run
like that.
Yep.
To me, that part is so fucking dope and respectful, just from that standpoint of having those old, beautiful cars. They just
should also mention this movie was filmed in Puerto Rico, not Cuba.
So. Yeah, that's all right though.
Yeah,
that's all right.
So I don't know. I was more interested in the political aspects of this movie, certainly, than, you know, the actual dances. See, I don't know, like, I only know Cuba in news from, like, the Fidel Castro era. I don't know what it was like before that.
Same here.
I mean, that was 60 years, 50 years, you know what I mean? So it's like
I don't know any Cuban history before Castro, basically. But as far as the movie goes... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was pulled in more by the Cuban stuff and trying to see the country, which is what interested me more. Certainly, I don't give a shit about. There was some bad acting in the story. It wasn't good.
That's what it is with me. Like, if this was a 100% Cuban movie, and say the girl, you know, went for the bad boy because he can really, really dance his ass off or whatever. Right? He was the bad boy of the town. That's why nobody parents didn't want him with her or her with him or whatever. And that would have been such a better movie. It would have been a better story. And then you would have gotten more. Because I love when you're watching these movies. Like, I love when it hits the black and white wheel and it goes to a real cultural movie. Or when it hits the rice and beans wheel and it goes to a real cultural movie. Because there's some things you pick up and you learn about those cultures. And I think that's awesome. But, like, when you throw other races in it too much and, like, overtake it or whitewash it, it takes away from that. It takes a lot away from that. And then it's just like, eh.
I don't know if this was necessarily whitewashed. I mean, they're trying to tell the story of fish out of water type thing, you know, with the overly white family trying to be in this foreign type country. And there's, you know, so they're enrolled in this white school in that country specifically. Like that, the way they set it up, I don't know if it's whitewashed.
I feel like it kind of is, but a little bit. But still, if it was more, how I said, like a cultural thing, I think it would have been a lot better film, and it'd probably been a lot better received as well, honestly.
Honestly, you know what's funny is, as I was looking up trivia and stuff on this, so this was the original screenplay for this was actually based on a play from an NPR host based on a real life experience the producer of the show or the host. I don't even know. It got a little confusing, but they lived in Cuba when they were 15 for 2 years. So 1958, 1959. So that era where they filmed this. So when you have that quick title flash of based on true stories, obviously the dancing and shit, not possible to base that on true story. But what's going on in the background, sure. Yeah, it's crazy what you can say based on a true story. What qualifies when it comes to movies. So the setting itself was based on the true story, not anything to do with the actual story, basically, of this movie.
So you mean his play wasn't written on him meeting a chick and dancing?
Shocker, I know. It's hard to believe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
but like this movie, I think this movie was on development for like a decade. So the original screenplay was a serious, when it was written, this was written as a serious political romance story. So documenting the Cuban Revolution and everything like that. It wasn't written as this dirty dancing fucking sequel at the time.
And I feel like that would have probably been better. But
absolutely.
That happened when Hollywood got involved and gave it a budget. They were like, you know what? We're going to throw a name attached to this so that we can get people to come watch it. And you know what? Let's get the Latino demographic in. So
maybe not even a really big name too. I mean, it's like, who is this on the cover? Who is this main girl? Nobody
I
knows.
forgot her name.
See?
That's not Kristen Dunst, right?
No, I don't know what the actress's name is. I know.
She has that look from that era
Yeah.
Of actresses to where it's like she could possibly be the next one because she already has that look. And let's see how well she does in this movie. Let's see how well this movie does. If this movie does good, let's check her out. Let's put her in a bunch of other shit. And I don't know what else she's in. I'm not saying she's not in anything else. I don't know who she is.
January Jones was in this movie. She was like I think she's the one that dropped the ethnic spick slur at the pool. Everything I've seen her in, she's kind of a bitch. Her roles.
No, it was
I don't mean that. I don't mean that as her being a bitch as a person. But when I've seen her as an actress, she's been playing roles where she's kind of a bitch.
A lot of people like playing the complete opposite of how they really are in person. Some people just like, I just want to play like I never was that type of person, so let me be this type of person.
I get that. Like I've seen a lot of actors talk about playing like villain roles, and they talk about how much more fun that is because you can be so more free and be an asshole.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. If I'm going to be an actor, I'd love to play villains.
Because you have like your range. You could do whatever the fuck you want. Like you said, you could be a terrible, cruel, despicable villain, or you can be like kind of like that anti-hero where it's like, okay, yes, I went to the bank and robbed this shit, but I'm gonna give it to these people like a Robin Hood. Or yes, I did this, but I'm gonna give this shit. So, yeah.
But
I'm with it.
Yeah. Like I meant from what I was reading, so the studio, I think they like bought the rights to this in like 92. There was a lot of rewrites like over a decade before the film ever went into production.
They just
and then the producer that finally got attached to it, they wanted to make a Dirty Dancing sequel instead of what the movie actually was. So it was adapted from the original script. Not a single line from the screenplay appears in the film. The only remnants was basically the political theme, the fact that it was during the Cuban Revolution and the Castro was trying to take over.
Gotcha.
Why? You took away
there was no point.
You took away such a great story just to fucking show off some dancing.
And dude, legit, I think there were headlines this week that they were going to make an actual Dirty Dancing sequel. I thought I saw.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen.
Obviously, this movie was good enough for Swayze to at least appear in, but it seemed like his job probably only lasted a weekend, and for all I know, it was for the cash.
Oh fucking shit!
It's not like he was in many scenes, 3 or 4.
How many scenes do you need me in? I can get this done in a day. Okay, you're paying me how much? You know what?
He probably filmed everything he needed to for this in a weekend.
You know what? Drop an extra 300 on there and we got a deal. Okay, cool. Yep. I'm coming. And that's where a lot of the budget went for this movie.
Wait a minute. John Slattery, though, the girl's father, I didn't realize he was in this. I like him. He's a good actor. From Mad Men, Tony Stark's dad in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, you're right. You're right.
You guys are watching Marvel movies, you know that.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, man. There wasn't really much to this movie.
Nah.
The only other interesting aspect I could find, I guess, Natalie Portman was originally considered for the role of the main blonde girl.
Interesting.
So the main female character, and Ricky Martin was considered for the role of Javier. So her dancing partner.
I can see that.
I know you could probably.
I think those names would act. Like this movie was a flop, but I think those. Yeah, if you could have gotten those two actors in this, you would have made more money than this movie did.
Oh yeah.
The soundtrack to this was literally.
But also kudos. The Cuban music. I love the Cuban music. Like I can't imagine being in one of. I can't dance worth shit because I'm as pale and white as you get. So I'm a horrible dancer. I have no rhythm. I have no problem saying that. But being in one of those clubs, having a few drinks in me, that would be fun as shit.
Next time on Popcorn and Pints, Puerto Rican Chris is gonna kidnap white Chris, get him drunk, and to a Latin bar.
Bro, all right. So check it out. So they had Wyclef, they had Black Eyed Peas.
Dude, the Wyclef song. I love that song.
Christina Aguilera, they had Santana, they had fucking Santana twice. The Julio Devio Big Band, which I know from other things, and then Sean Kane. And that's it. Everybody else was all Latin artists. There's only like 6 songs on here, other than Santana, who got 2 other songs that was all like heritage type songs. You know what I mean?
No, and that's why there was a lot of singing and dancing in this movie.
Yeah,
that's why there was singing and dancing.
They tried to Americanize it as much as they could for sure.
Well, yeah, it was definitely made for the American markets, not really for. It wasn't aimed specifically at, not like Mi Familia. Like that's a grassroots fucking Latino movie for people to relate to.
How many have either one of you seen this movie before? Havana Nights?
Yeah.
Me either.
Yeah, this came out around the time I was running a Hollywood video, so I definitely saw this. And then, like I said, the soundtrack used to slap. So
in 2004, I remember the Wyclef song though, and that was great.
You gotta say the whole thing used to freaking slap. Still does, probably still does in the right setting.
Dude, it's still. I have to look. I have to check what song it was, but he still has like one of my favorite songs.
Dance Like This was the Wyclef one. Make you want to speak Spanish. Como se llama? Bonita. Mi casa. Su casa.
I gotta talk like that. Right. Oh, baby, gotta go, man. I gotta find what
started. Got him started. He was dancing. I know you were dancing to this at some point.
On tonight, because my hips don't lie, and I'm trying to steal fire.
That's Shakira. She's great.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find what song this fucking was that I love. Wyclef got in trouble? Did they get in trouble for tax evasion or something like that?
I don't remember.
Sweetest Girl. That's the song I love.
Sweetest Girl.
Yeah, that's a great fucking song
by Wyclef.
Yeah,
gotcha. I was like, I don't think that's on this album.
No, it's not. It's not. It's just by Wyclef off his Carnival Volume 2.
Gotcha.
Chris, you're having a rough time tonight. What's going on, Buckaroo?
I think our IT specialist needs an IT specialist.
I think so too.
Can you hear me?
You're freezing up.
You stopped for a second. All of a sudden, you were stuck, and then all of a sudden, there was a glass in front of your face, and now you're like, "Can you hear me?"
Motherfucker.
Yo, it's jump cutting like it's an edited fucking YouTube video. It's fucking hilarious, actually.
So, I'm gonna leave and come back in.
Okay.
I've said that before. I've done it before.
Who hasn't?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not the greatest movie. It's not the worst movie. Yeah, I guess I just enjoyed it a little bit more because it was kind of upbeat or whatnot. And I enjoyed it.
I just wanted more out of it for a story, honestly.
I mean, it's a dancing movie. How much more of a story can you get?
You
partners from different worlds, or partners who were strangers, and then a connection builds. You know what I mean? There's a bond.
You have a point. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, that's just.
That's what the movie is. It's two people from two different cultures connecting and coming together
with dance, which is beautiful.
With dance.
Love it.
And then this is the precursor to Modern Family, the TV show with Al Bundy and what's her name? Fucking the chick that's doing AGT now. Sophia
Vergara?
Yeah, she's
there.
She's still she's smoking. I don't know. What's the whitest part of this movie? I think it's where she's dancing in front of the mirror for the first time.
Pretty much.
She certainly seemed more comfortable with Patrick Swayze immediately than she did Javier.
Yeah, but would you feel more comfortable with dancing in Patrick Swayze's arms or Javier's?
Well,
that's a fair point.
You gotta understand too, especially for a woman from this time or whatnot. You got Patrick Swayze touching you and dancing with you. Yeah, you gonna turn into, you know what I mean? Like, all right, maybe this is my shot. Like, let me show him what I can do.
That is 100% not a racial thing. That is just a Patrick Swayze thing.
It's just, it's the woo of the Swayze.
Oh,
the P-Sways. P-Sways, as I call them.
You guys seeing this?
It's like the
Chick
Hawk.
pics.
It's either gonna be chick pics or OG.
It's going to OG.
Oh! I thought that was on OG. I thought that was on OG.
It was like right in the middle.
It was in the middle.
How many movies are left on this? I feel like we've almost hit them all.
I think we just about did. Then we gotta get that Disney wheel going.
I still think we need an awful sequels wheel where we just put on the worst ranked sequels.
Right underneath Chick's Picks. There you go. It was right underneath Cheese and Crackers.
1, 2, 3, 4. There's Dirty Dancing is on here.
Nice.
Oh,
I hope we hit it.
Then we can have a good contrast and good correspondence to this previous week.
The Breakfast Club would be nice too.
Caroline.
There's some good stuff on here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what that Boo Pierre shit is, but
It's an Ibrahim movie, I'm sure. What is this? I don't know what this is.
Limelight or Greatest Showman?
Breakfast Club.
Greatest Showman?
Greatest Showman.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay. I can do it.
Hugh Jackman.
You've seen this before, Chris?
No.
Which Chris?
Puerto Rican Chris?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Do you want me to tell you anything about it or prepare you for it?
I believe I'm friends with someone on Twitter who did some of the effects on this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll have to know we're reviewing this. All right, let's get another spin.
What I say is,
Whew.
it's been a very musical month for us.
It has been. And a lot of it's been Spanish movies.
Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing.
No, it's going to the next one.
It's going too fast.
No,
Nope, it's Dirty Dancing.
It's Dirty Dancing.
Well, we had to watch the bad one. Now we're going to watch the good one, right? I'm surprised Ghost isn't on this wheel. That was a good one.
Point Break.
Fried green tomatoes.
Wow.
Dancing.
We watched the sequel first.
Well, technically, it's the prequel.
Technically,
True.
yeah.
We watched it in the right order because we're that good. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Dirty Dancing and The Greatest Showman. Wow, it's gonna be a
interesting
week.
I have a feeling it's gonna be another musical
Oh, it is.
episode.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, do you guys want me to prepare you or any sorts? Because yeah, The Showman is definitely part musical.
Jesus.
Listen. I like Hugh Jackman enough to give it a chance.
I ain't mad at it.
I'll just have to wait and see. Because maybe we'll find something funny with it. Oh shit, that's Wolverine singing.
That's what she said.
May have. We'll find out.
I guess I'll give him a chance. Maybe he makes me laugh. Why not? Fuck it.
I'll draw a
Showman
smiley face on there.
Dirty Dancing.
I'll draw a couple eyes on it.
Get the googly eyes so that it shakes.
Okay, let's. Any last anything else you guys want to say about Havana Nights? You guys have any last ratings or comments or whatever for it?
No, I'm sticking with my 4 for Havana Nights. It's a it's Havana Nights is a blah movie. Just in the background, I'd ignore, but I wouldn't be angry, or I'd just be indifferent.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I mean, if you've never seen it and you got some time, I don't think you'll be too disappointed in watching it if you happen to catch it or whatnot.
I mean, I think a good way to describe it is if you watch it and have no expectations whatsoever, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and if you're watching for the music and the dancing, you'll enjoy it. If you're watching for those reasons, other than that, you'll be bored.
It gets a little confusing between a political movie and a dance movie.
But I mean, it was like the last one though, with fucking saving the rainforest. And
yeah, it was. It was less confusing than that though.
Which technically can be considered political because she was a queen in another country and all that other.
That was legit 2 extremes.
That was something that could have mixed in with this movie, and they would have tried to make it make sense in these movies. Like this all together.
This political and dancing is less extreme than that political and dancing.
Yeah, it was, and this shit was extreme and just I'm like, what the fuck? What? Whatever. Okay, so Havana Nights, Tata, we're done with you. Now we're on to Me Familia and
Yeah.
early rating.
Actually, I can't do that to that. So I gotta give it better rating. So I'm gonna lower Havana Nights to a 5 because I want to give this one a 7, and I don't feel like this one was only a point better than Havana Nights. So let's be fair about it. So
That's
yeah,
fair.
it's a 7. It's a 7 for me.
I'm going 5 on this. It was middle of the road for me.
You would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would.
You would.
I'm getting there, people. I'm getting there, people. I'm not just leaving Chris on the hot seat. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, here it is.
She's showing off the hair.
That's true. It's only his equipment. You think he'd know how to work it?
Listen.
It's only 83 episodes
that's
plus like
said.
300 of Horror with 630 plus how many gaming sessions?
A fucking lot. But that means, but on the gaming sessions, I'm not doing the whole ratings and screen up. That's the thing, because it's not as quick as back and forth as I'd like it to be.
I don't know what happened, but I got no game audio through my OBS setup for some reason. I fought that shit all last night, so I had to put my headset to my controller just so I can hear the game chat, so I can respond. But I had no clue if my music was going out to the stream, if anything. So I don't know what the fuck happened with Streamlabs and OBS this week.
Anyway, I'm giving this one a 7.5.
Okay.
Wow.
I enjoyed it because you had not 100% to an extent. What'd you say?
I said your wife was in the room.
I watched these alone. Because my wife was in the room.
She's sitting right next to you, isn't she? Motherfucker, you better give this one a good one.
But no, I really enjoyed this one. I had a good time with this one. I mean, it has like the typical kind of whatever cultural it is, black or brown culture, gang related, gang violence type of shit, some stupid shit, somebody gets killed. Your little brother grows up to be an asshole, and something changes. You know, he changes because he has a kid, or whatever the case may be. And even though it was basically like that, of course there was more in between. I still enjoyed the movie. I still thought it was a pretty good movie. I was like, oh shit, you're really like getting into the characters where you're liking and hating some characters at certain points. This is it was investing for me. It was really for me.
It definitely got better as it went along. For the first half hour of it, I was wondering if there was even a point up until the wedding where the rival gang randomly showed up. And what's his name?
Chucho.
I forget. Chucho? Chucho? Yeah, and you know, he comes out, it turns out he's a leader of like a gang.
Does that mean anything?
And, up until that point, I was
or is it
what,
just
Chucho?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of.
I don't remember if they even mentioned why they called him that, because that wasn't his actual name. I don't
remember his name.
But up until that point, which was like 30 minutes into the movie, I'm like, what the fuck is the point of this?
I could see that.
So it can be a nickname
other
for
than
Jesus.
just establishing the family. I'm like,
could be a nickname for Jesus, you said?
For Jesus or Jesus, yep. It also means greedy or stingy person.
It kind of was greedy and stingy.
In countries including El Salvador and Guatemala, a dog, a mutt in Central America, and both a jail and owl in Chile. So it depends on which Latino region you're talking. Like, another really funny word, bicho, means dick in my type of Hispanic, but in South America, it's a type of bug.
Interesting.
That's fucking confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you guys are arguing and say one seen a bug out and one seen a dick out, and you're both saying the same word,
I mean, I guess which version does your wife think that is?
It's the dick. It's the dick for her. So, like, yeah, if you're like, mama huevo, mama mi bicho, right? You're telling the dude, suck my dick. And then if you're talking to a Chilean or something, like, they're going to be like, suck your bug? Like, like, I don't understand. What kind of, what? Like,
oh, shit. Hilarious. I want to see that argument now. But I want to see it, like, hear the argument, but then see it, like, the translation coming out in front of me. Like, what the fuck?
It's like that commercial with the chick from Alexa that's hard of hearing. They just hold up the signs for fucking what their lines are in the Western movie.
Oh yeah, because it. Listen, a lot of Spanish movies with that Spanish dialect. There is times, and this isn't just to be funny. I'll ask my wife what they said because they're talking way too fast, and the fucking the read along letters go along too fast sometimes too.
Yep.
So I'm just like, what did they just say? She's like, are you paying attention to the movie? I'm like, yes, but they're talking too damn fast.
Is your wife fluent in Spanish?
Not 100% fluent, but she understands a lot of it as well.
Okay.
She can kind of translate it or kind of translate it, because sometimes it's like, as you know, Chris, it's like just weird translating it into English. It might sound backwards or just completely different, but it's still saying the same thing. It's hard to explain what I mean, but I'm sure you guys both know what I mean.
Shit's always lost in translation.
Yeah.
Shit, that's true.
I know some directional stuff, how to ask for a beer and where the bathroom is. So
Nice.
Okay, how do you ask for a beer?
that's like all I remember from my Spanish classes.
But can you sell us it? Can you say us it for us? Can you say us it for us? Can you say it for us?
Donde está el baño? Un cerveza, por favor.
There you go.
Is it izquierda? Is that to the left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Izquierda and derecho.
Derecho was the right. Yeah.
Yep.
Un idioto is,
Idiot.
of course, Spanish for idiot. Punta, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first ones I learned.
It could be sound so cool.
I know how to, of course, ask for chicken at restaurants. Polio.
Polio is a virus, is a disease, okay? It's polio.
Is it? Polio. Whatever.
Polio.
I would know.
I
would be able to find it on a menu. I would be able to find chicken on a menu, I would say.
Polio almost took out half the world.
No.
Chicken has not yet. Chicken has not yet.
I said polio. I didn't say polo.
I thought you said polio.
No, I did
Like
not
the
say
virus.
polio. No. That is not how I pronounce that.
Sorry.
I'm white, but I know that difference.
I'm white, but I know that.
It's hilarious.
It's because you keep teaching them. That's good.
Queso is cheese.
Yep.
I know when I want cheese.
Chris, Puerto Rican Chris. If one's for popcorn and pints, Chris.
Queso and cerveza. I want cheese and beer. There we go.
What about crackers?
What is the Spanish word for crackers?
Blanquito, no? Gringo. No.
That's just, no.
He knows enough. You guys that shit? Like,
Oh, shit.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Hey, Wade, can you go to the store and grab some gringos, please?
I think he said taquitos. I don't know.
Just get me to,
what do you want?
Just get me to a library.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I just...
How
do you say work? Home Depot. No.
La inmigración.
Sorry. Since we were there, I figured I'd go through it. Oh, shit. All right. Anyway, we were joking, but this movie actually had some serious tones to it.
Quite a few serious tones.
It starts off a little off with a few things. Like Chris said, it was a little bit slow and weird at first, but it comes to find out that it's deriving to a point that Sturdy touched on, where all of these characters are being developed and you get to learn their traits and stuff, and then you realize that the story that's being told and narrated is actually kind of false, and it's kind of an exaggeration. The guy is kind of stretching the truth in some aspects and all that stuff. By the end of it, you realize where those things come from, and you realize that when he was younger, he would do the same thing and fucking, kind of embellish a little bit with certain things, and that's kind of something that carried over into his adult life as he's telling the story now.
I feel like that's like kind of like a running joke with just the older generation, like our parents. It was like that running joke of that fucking I just lost the fucking phrase. I just had it right in my head and it just slipped right out. Fuck. What did you say last, Chris?
Exaggeration? Stretching the truth?
These, yeah, putting 100 on 10 on your story, like telling a tall tale. You had that extra shit to get. I'd like to get the attention. I'd like to get the attention. Like, oh shit, oh my god, all that really happened. 97% of it happened, yes, just not the way I said it. Not the way I said it at all. There was no gunfire. There was no dragons. I was just, in the corner crying, and I fell. That was it.
Like,
That's
yo, he
all
pulled a gun out. What kind of gun was it? Yo, it was a 357 Magnum, like Dirty Harry. Dude had a 22 pea shooter. Like,
it wasn't even that. It was a water gun. Having a water gun.
Had the orange tip on it and everything.
Yep, having a water gun fight with your nephew.
The only trivia wise, the only thing I could find about this movie, the director said it was based on some autobiographical overtones. So it's basically just from growing up in that kind of environment.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
But it is. I mean, it's legit. I didn't know what this movie was going into it, so I didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like that first half hour, I'm like, what the hell is the point of this? Like, there's legit nothing happening until you introduce the gain aspect, and then you kind of see the deterioration of the family a little bit, and how they handle it over time, at different times trying to come back, because there's a lot of time jumps in this movie, trying to come back together, and then something happening, parts of it falling apart again while other parts are okay. So it got, that's why it got better as it went along.
Yeah, because there was more to the story than there was more to like oh shit about. And it all honestly, it all started from when they got the fight with Chucho and the one dude, and then the guy dies, and
where the girl pulls the switchblade out of her hair.
Yeah, you knew it was coming out. And when Chucho and his father get into that little tussle, the little fight, and he kicks him out, and then after that, it just went downhill for him. That's when he got into that fight not too long after that, and he was hiding out, and then got murdered by the cops in front of his youngest brother. And that's why his youngest brother was acting the way he was after he got older and shit, just because he was in so much pain and hurt, seeing his brother get killed.
The wife, his sister, set him up to marry, was pretty smoking. She was looking good.
So was his sister.
I didn't realize. I knew I saw Jennifer Lopez's name attached to this. I didn't realize that was the original mom, like in the young days at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, they were all still them older. They just went through the makeup process and shit like that. But yeah, this was
that
one of her first
still
films.
Older? I think she was listed on IMDb as young Maria.
Oh, I'm almost positive all of them were fucking. They played.
I believe you. I can't imagine that it wasn't her in makeup after seeing that.
Yeah.
They did a decent job with it. And this was one of her first one of her first films. Hey, shit. All right, so there's common tones in all this, right? With all these different movies that we watch of these like heritage or let's say like region-specific movies growing up in a certain hood or whatnot, right? And you get these bigger families. They show the dynamics and the different paths that life can take within the one family because you got 5 different avenues with the kids that are being raised and then their kids, the trials and tribulations they go through and shit like that, and how they all evolve and kind of just spread out. One became a lawyer, the other one came out of jail, became a family man, another one was running a crew and ended up in jail and dead, or not in jail, but dead. The father still held to his roots of, hey, I did all this groundwork to get us here and keep us here, and every day it's still the same thing, but something still didn't sit right with him by the end. But either way, like, these movies, no matter how they portray that shit, like, it's super crazy to me to watch these, and, like, no matter how many times I watch these movies, because of the time period they were all pretty much developed or whatnot and competing with each other, it's a lot of the same actors playing similar dynamics and all that shit, and it's, like, it's crazy to me to think that and see all of these, because they didn't have any other opportunities other than with their own people in the film industry, so they had to keep working together and keep putting out projects together and shit like that, and keep telling these different truths and shit like that. So it's kind of dope to see these familiar faces kind of replaying over and over and over to the point that now we've seen some of these people on network syndicated television. We've seen people on, big AAA title movies and shit like that, and evolved. Jennifer Lopez now went through her huge career, and now she's fucking superstardom and all that shit. So I mean, I love shit like that.
Jimmy Smits. It was weird seeing him that young and just fucking acting like I don't even know what the most recent thing I've seen him in, but I know it was recent. I'm like, God, I keep just picturing him back in 1995, just like J-Lo. It's like insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's was
then,
Danny Trejo in this? Did I see Danny Trejo in this for like a
It's not
second?
Danny Trejo. I thought that too. It's Edward James Olmos.
Okay.
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, I had to look it up on IMDb because I'm like, that looks just like fucking Danny Trejo, but I was wrong.
Like honestly, all they were missing was Danny Trejo and fucking
Paco.
Neil Diamond Phillips or
Bumba.
You know what I mean?
Because the guy that plays Paco is I thought that was Danny Trejo too when he was older.
Yeah.
Because he has like just mainly because I think it was the ponytail.
Yeah.
But no, I looked it up. That was Edward James Olmos. And honestly, like he's narrating the story, he almost seemed like the most irrelevant character.
Mm-hmm. Hey, everybody plays a role though, even if you're not actually.
Although now that I say that, he wanted to be a writer, so setting him up as the narrator of the story, basically.
Yep. And the writer, so it makes sense. So
that makes sense. Now that I said that out loud,
that's why he's so unimportant in a sense because he's telling the story.
Now that I said that out loud, okay.
Yeah. Well, somebody say it out loud, Chris.
Look, we went from contrasting with Memo. We watched him blood in, blood out be the leader of the fucking Southern Mexican gang in a jail to now him being someone who got out the hood and became a lawyer and is marrying a white woman. You know what I mean? Like,
was he ever? He wasn't part of a gang though, was he? They showed him.
In Blood in, Blood Out, he was the gang leader.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I didn't watch Blood in, Blood Out.
Yeah, he was out that week.
I missed that week.
Dora, you trust?
I gotta watch Dora still.
No.
Dora, you're gonna enjoy it.
I want to watch Dora just to fucking see what it is.
You notice, Chris, they've been missing when him and James.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
It's the rice and beans wheel. They ended up look at James rice and beans wheel. I don't think this is the first
one of us gets out on the rice and beans wheel
all the time. They always have something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's birthday.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's aunt died again or mother died. Like, how many moms you got?
And to top it off, it's Juneteenth this weekend. So James was just like, I just don't want to see these minorities this weekend. So I'm just gonna. It's my wife's birthday.
Oh shit!
I mean, to be fair, that's a Monday. Nobody cares about Mondays.
No, I think we should all watch the Amistad or fucking
Juice.
Or the Roots or something.
I mean, we are getting ready to review Black Panther at midnight, so there you go. That's exactly why it happened on this weekend because it's Juneteenth weekend.
Oh, okay. It just played out that way.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Like,
I'm gonna say, no, everything happens for a reason. Listen, we're so unprofessional, but professional. We don't know how professional we are.
There we go.
It's funky fresh. But
like the pizza toppings.
I'll bump my rating up to a 6 on this.
Okay.
Again though, that first 30-40 minutes, I'm like, what the hell is the point of this? And then that's when it finally got interesting.
The arrow setups I have.
I still stick by my comments of there was some pretty bad acting in this a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's the scene where that was what's her name? Tony, who becomes the nun.
Mm-hmm.
After she leaves the convent and she's going to marry that priest, she comes back to tell her family. And she's telling them, and there's legit that random flashback of her having like jungle sex with the priest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? It just, I'm like, really? It's so fucking random. Like her mom's fainting because she's given her this life-altering news that she left the convent to get married, and then she's just picturing in her head that she had sex with the priest. Like, that was pretty random.
It was real random. I was like, what? This doesn't even make any damn sense in the movie.
Might have been one of the mom's fantasies from back in the day. Like, maybe she wanted a priest. Who knows?
And like I feel like it was fairly predictable. You could see Jimmy's wife, or something was gonna happen. Something bad was gonna happen with Jimmy and his wife once they fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
That she was not necessarily that she was going to die, which she did, but something. It seemed like something was kind of going to go off the rails still.
And he ended up getting himself locked up again for a few years, at least 5-6 years. It's because someone was like older, talking and all this other shit, walking around. About 5-6 years old, I'll say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that kid had a real attitude too.
Understandable though. He had to build back up to his father. But yeah, overall I thought it was a pretty good story. That was a pretty good story. I know there was like they told a few stories within each story, but it kind of worked out. They kind of played off each other. Like again with Chucho, his whole thing and how he had such a huge influence on his youngest brother. And after he got killed, right in front of his youngest brother by the police, he kind of went down that bad road instead of, but he ends up taking the right road later on in life, later on in the movie. And it's kind of a cool ending. It's kind of a good, it's kind of a good story. Would I watch it again? If it was on, I wouldn't go looking for it, but if it was on TV, I'd leave it on. I'd leave it on. It's definitely worth at least a one-time watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen it, or I mean, I guess if you're a big fan of it, of course you're gonna watch it anyway. But if you haven't seen it and you want to watch something new for you, give us one to check out. Give us one to watch. Give us one to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a safe bet. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. Like I said, it's a bit dated for today's standards, but at the same time, it's watchable.
Definitely.
No, this is a movie I could see it. I could see them easily doing like a remake of this, and making it a little more intense, a little better written, and easily making a lot of money on it.
Possibly, but I mean, again, like we said earlier in this episode, they kind of make these quote unquote, to an extent, gangster films very similar. It's just a different. It's just literally just a different gang and a different race. Very similar stories as far as violence, prison, fighting, some sort of drama. It's just
I think the biggest point of this movie, the most interesting point, is at the very end where the parents are sitting there by themselves saying, "We've had a good life."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was like the most poignant. Is that how you say that? Moment of the movie. I think.
What about the part where I remember how after Chucho gets killed and whoever's narrating was saying about how Paco was narrating when he was saying how his brother died, his brother got killed by the cops, so his mother would never believe it because he was supposed to die at the river.
Oh yeah, the owl. The spirit of the river.
There you go, and the owl. And that goes back to something you mentioned earlier, Chris, about an owl. I forgot what you said exactly, but some word in Spanish. It translates depending on the dialect of the Spanish. And one of you did mention something about an owl. I don't know if you remember or not.
Nope.
You guys don't remember this?
Nobody saying anything about owls.
I don't think so. I think you're making this up.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. No. I'm really not.
Nobody said anything about owl.
I'm pretty confident neither Chris said anything about an owl.
Nope. I talked about a dick and a bug.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
It wasn't a dick bug. It was something else.
That's definitely different than an owl.
Way different than a fucking owl. Either way, guys, I'm gonna pull these screens up. I got nothing. Fucking dick in an owl.
Fucking dick owl.
Dick owl.
Hashtag dick owl.
Hashtag dick owl. That's it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the worst damn gamer ever, aka Chris P. You can catch me on Twitch gaming pretty much weekly, every week, every day almost of the week. I got tons of content up on the YouTube. Shit's gonna be flooding. Come check out my TikTok. I appreciate all the followers and all the support these past few ever since I made affiliate on Twitch. So thank you. Looking to keep the community growing. Appreciate y'all. Check out the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, the Twitter, the Twitch, and the TikTok. Like I said, go check out the Dick Owl. Go look it up on the internet. Don't blame me for whatever you find. You can also go check out all of our other friends, a part of the Z Network, Dreams of Creator. Anything in the digital zone, if there's photography involved, audio involved, if there's editing to be done, if you need somebody to film or take pictures for you or fix some pictures or whatnot, the man can do it for you. Make sure you let him know Surge30 or the Worst Damn Gamer sent you. He'll hook you up with a great deal. Also, our dude up in Canada, that's right, we're worldwide. We got a bunch of shit all over and friends all around the world that are content creators. He's doing some cool shit on his TikTok interactive. Go stitch something with him if you're a horror fan. You can also, if you're an independent creator, if you got a piece of content that's 30 minutes or less, short film, movie, whatever, anything in that nature that's horror related, you can go and post it on the Facebook page. You can check him out on Instagram. You can talk to him on TikTok. Get in contact with him. He gets in contact with us, and we can do a review of it. If you want to be a part of it, let him know, let us know, and we can make it happen. And Sturdy will tell you where in a moment. One of our other great friends in the Z Network her name's Jo. She hosts Any Last Words. Now, she is super dope because she's got tons of content from origin stories, ghost stories, recipes for cooking. She just started her own horror magazine as well. She does have a Patreon, so you can support. She's on pretty much all the platforms, as I said, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok now as well. So go check her out, show her some love, let her know the boys from the Z Network and Sir Sturdy and Popcorn and Pints sent her.
Yes, yes, and as Chris was just saying,
I did just tweet out hashtag Dick Owl from our Twitter account.
I respect that. Hashtag Dick Owl. But James is gonna love that next week, Dick Owl. I can't wait. Throw that in a conversation somehow. But anyway, guys, those half-hour shorts, we would be reviewing them right over on Horror Research 30. That's every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And you can go to horrorresearch30.com and follow me everywhere. Get all my links, get all that good stuff. Follow me, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Popcorn and Pints, you're watching us from wherever you're watching us from. Come check us out next Saturday, and we're going to be reviewing The Greatest Showman and Dirty Dancing. So see if we have a great dirty time.
That's a big week. Those are big movies.
Yes. We may upset some people. We may surprise some people. Who knows? But you're only going to find out if you tune in next Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Stories from a Bar, near and far. He has a lot of dope local shit coming up, so you guys are going to want to just listen to this podcast. You want to know where
I really do.
You come out, hey, where can I go get a good brew from? I'll tell you what, you listen to Stories from a Bar, you're going to find that. You're also going to hear a great, funny, fun conversation. You're going to hear some music now. You're going to hear some musicians, so you can listen to some new music, have a good brew, some new music.
Beer music, baby.
You can't beat that.
Music.
So you go check that podcast out and have a great night. Thank you all for popping by, and peace.
It's The Greatest Showman. Come find out if it's the origins of OnlyFans.
I don't think it is. I don't think.
Hashtag Dick Owl.
Hashtag Dick Owl.